What happened to him then?
ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਤੂੰ ਪੰਜ ਮਾਰਿਆ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਇਹਨੇ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਵੇਖਿਆ he gonna hit me so I hit back.
Oh
Yeah.
shit,
This is,
dude! Whoa! Oh my god!
yeah, it hit me so I locked the door. He gonna hit me so to flip here. Buddy, 1 hour I talk this guy. You see, check the video. This guy's too much
Oh my
time. I talk,
gosh!
no stand over there. I clean. This too much drinking.
Whoa!
This guy close. This guy hit this guy.
Oh my gosh! Dude, this is crazy. Oh my dude, guys, this is so freaking crazy. So that guy that's bleeding, he got in a fight with the guy at the 7-Eleven. The guy at the 7-Eleven knocked him out cold. Knocked him out cold, punched him, knocked him out cold. His whole face is bloody. But the thing that's crazy right before, so I was walking my dog and he came up to me and had his hand in his pocket and he's like, hey, hey. And he started like being really kind of loud with me. And I thought like he was going to try to rob me or something. He was getting like, so I kind of like stood my ground and I was like, hey man. And then before I knew it, he starts like, man, I'm going through this stuff. And I was like, can I give you a hug? I gave him a hug. He starts crying a lot on my shoulder and stuff like that. And so then I felt like, I was like, man, this guy's really going through some stuff. So I started praying for him. And I was like, man, I'm going to pray for you. Da-da-da. We had like a 20-minute conversation. And then literally a couple minutes later, he just gets knocked out. I'm like, holy shit. Dude, you okay, man? Brother, are you sure you're okay? Do you need to go to the hospital? Hey, dude, do you need to go to the hospital? Oh my gosh. Dude, he's just walking down the street now. Oh my gosh. Dude, that was insane. They're washing off the blood off the street quick. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. So, Sammy, so what happened was that guy with all the blood on his face. Okay, so I was walking my dog at night. I walk my dog at night. And he like came up to me and blocked the walkway. And he was like, hey, I see the way you're looking at me. I don't like the way you're looking at me. Like, or some, and I'm like, well, I'm not looking at you like anything, man. I'm like, and he's like, no, I know you're looking at me like, and I go, man, I'm not looking at you like anything. I'm always out here, man. I see people all the time. I'm not looking at you like anything. And then so he has his hand in his pocket the whole time. And I was like, he's like, I'm sorry that I have to do this. And I was like, this guy gonna try to rob me right now? So then I was like kind of watching him, but I'm like not like trying to act nervous or nothing like that. I'm just like standing there. And then he goes like, you know, I'm really going through it. Da, da, da. And I was just like, hey man, I could tell like he was like really emotional. And I was like, hey, I'm like, can I give you a hug? I give him a hug and he starts to like bawling, crying like crazy, like really hard while I'm hugging him. He's crying like nuts. And I'm like, man. So I'm hugging him and he's like, man, I'm just, you know, I've been drinking and then my sister's having a baby. I'm gonna be an uncle, stuff like that. And I could just, he was like rambling on about stuff he was going through in life. And I was like, hey man, is it cool if I pray for you? And he's like, yeah. And so I started praying for him. And I was like, you know, I just hope that you can get through this. I'm like, I used to be a big drinker. I stopped drinking 6 months ago. It was the best thing I decided to do in life. And he was like crying and he was like, thank you so much. Wow, this, I'm not going to forget this. I think I really needed this moment tonight. This was meant to happen. And I'm like, yeah, man, I really think that this was meant to happen. I think that, you know what I mean? Like, look, we all fall down and we get, you know, we mess up, but, you know, you just got to ask God for forgiveness and try to go down the straight path, you know, narrow path and follow his word. And he goes like, yeah, man. And he was like crying and he left and he walked across the street. Literally walks across the street, tries to go in 7-Eleven, gets knocked out within, 2 minutes of after I talked to him, man. 2 minutes after I talked to him. Faced all bloody, busted up, damn, dude. I was like, so I went over there to go check on him. And dude, he gets up. I mean, he was knocked out for a while. Knocked out for a while. And then I went over to people because I saw him get punched and knocked out. So I go over there to 7-Eleven people and they're like, no, no one punched him. No one punched him. He's drunk. He fell. I was like, dude, I was watching from across the street. They're like, you could look at the cameras. I'm like, okay, the camera's going to say exactly what I said. One of you guys just punched him and knocked him out. And then they start talking to each other in another language. Because I know both these guys at 7-Eleven. And so they start talking to each other in the language saying like, oh, this guy's saying he saw you punch him. And then he's like, they admitted it. He's like, yeah, I saw him. I punched him, but he swung at me first. And I was just like, dude, this guy's wrecked. And then they got the hose out. They started squirting the blood off and everything off the side of the street. So, man, I cannot believe that just happened. That is so insane. And I thought this guy was like gonna go home. I told him like, yeah, man, get home safe. He did not get home safe, bro. He did not get home safe. But you know what? It was crazy. I think he tried to go back in the 7-Eleven and buy another drink after we had that talk. We had this talk and I was like, yeah, man. I was like, you know, you got to pick which way you're going to go in life. I was like, you got to follow your intuition. And, you know, that intuition inside you, that little voice is God talking to you. And sometimes we want to follow our own ways. We're like, no, whatever. We're stubborn and we go down the other way. But I was like, I'm like, try to follow that voice. And I think he didn't. He's like, I'm going to get another drink. And he tried to go into 7-Eleven and he was really drunk. They probably told him he couldn't come in, is what I'm thinking. Because it seems like he'd been in there before. So they probably told him, hey, you can't come in here. And he probably tried to get rowdy with the guy that worked at the front. And the guy at the front just punched him and knocked him the heck out. Wow. I mean, this dude got flatlined. I mean, and his whole face was busted open from the punch. I mean, bleeding everywhere, busted open. And so, whew, my gosh. There's blood all on the wall still. Oh my gosh. And I gotta tell you, the guy who works behind the counter at 7-Eleven, he's a buff Indian dude. You wouldn't want to mess with this guy. I've seen this guy chase people, he gets down. So, just another day at the office for him, I guess. But yeah, wow. No, they probably told him they wouldn't serve him. I worked 7-Eleven years. I worked 7 years. Drunks are mean. But yeah, that's what I think happened. I think he tried to go in there and buy another drink, and they told him no. And then they were like, "You can't even come in the store, probably." And then I think he tried to push his way through, and get physical, and then that guy just knocked him out, cold. Randy, you missed oh my gosh, I'm gonna put this live up so you guys can see it, because I usually stop putting up the lives to re-go through, but you can re-watch this. But pretty much, I'll just recap the story. So I was walking my dog, and normally nobody ever like comes up to me and talks to me when I'm walking my dog, you know, like at night. The neighborhood's a little sketchy. So it's weird if somebody does come up to you. This guy came up to me and like this little, like right here, this little walkway right here. And it's hard to get through this walkway right here, okay? So when you try to walk through this walkway, it's a little tight area, and he kind of like was like, hey man, I don't mean to bother you. And I was like, and he's like, and I was like, okay. And he was like kind of close to me, his hand's in his pocket. One of his hands is in his pocket. He's talking with the other one. And I was like, what does that guy have in his pocket? Like, and he's like, yeah, I don't mean to do this to you. I don't mean to do this to you. And I was like, oh, this guy's going to try to rob me, or he's going to pull a knife on me right now. But I was like kind of staying composed. And he's like, I see the way you look at me. And I'm like, I'm not looking at you like anything, man. I'm like, I walk these streets all the time. I see people here all the time. I talk to the people here all the time. You know what I mean? Like, so this is my neighborhood. So there's no way I'm looking at you. And I'm like, man, but I'm thinking like, look, what is he stopping me for? Because he's talking a lot, but he's not saying much anything. And so I was like, okay, this guy might have a knife on him. He might, because he saw me on my phone. So maybe he's going to try to steal my phone right now. Or I don't know. Or maybe I didn't know. I just didn't know. The thing was, the one thing that worried me was one of his hands was in his pocket still. So I was like, why is his other hand in his pocket? And he's kind of turned like this. He's turned this way. He's not like facing me like this. He's turned like this with his hand like this. So I was like, okay, this guy, and he's going, I'm sorry, I'm doing this, I have to do this to you. And I'm like, is this guy apologizing and he's going to pull a knife on me? But I'm like, I got my dog with me. I can't run. I can't go anywhere. So I'm just standing there looking at him. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever is supposed to happen is going to happen here. I'm not going to try to run. I'm not going to try to be scared. I'm just going to stand right in the area with him. And he starts like being like very talking about a lot of stuff and getting kind of emotional. And that's when I was like, hey man, like I could tell he's going through a lot. So I was like, hey man, is it cool if I give you a hug? And he was like, yeah. Like bawling profusely bawling, just crying super hard on my shoulder, like, oh, and hugging me really hard. So this guy is really going through something, because I mean, I'm a stranger, and he's crying, and he's like, yeah, man, I just, you probably look at me like an alcoholic. I'm this crazy alcoholic that came up to you. And I'm like, no, man. I'm like, look, I've been there. I understand it, and I told him like, oh, I'm 6 months sober and I get it, going through that's a hard thing to go through I said, that's a hard thing to go through, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Bro, that is crazy. And you caught all this on... And cool if I pray for you. Like, I feel like we met for this moment, me to like, you know what I mean? Like, bring some peace to your heart, at least. Not me, but God, to bring peace to your heart. So is it cool if I pray for you? And he was like, yeah. So then, okay. So then I started praying for him. And he's going through, and then he was like, man, you don't understand this meeting you right now. This means so much. He's like, I probably won't even remember your name. His name was Isaiah. And I'm going, oh, your name's Isaiah. I'm Steven. I'm like, I'm happy to meet you too. You are a stronger man than me, Steven. I would have punched him or ran and left my dog behind. Oh shit, Randy. Is the stream skipping, or is it okay? Is the stream okay, guys, or is it skipping? It skipped kind of. What up, legend? Hey, what up? Is it good now? Let me know if it's good right now. Is it good? Glitchy? Is it still glitchy? Let me know if it's still skipping. Is it skipping right now for you guys? Make sure you save this video so we can see it all. We missed bad spot. It's still bad? It's all right? Okay, cool. So anyway, where did you guys hear up to? So I can fill you in. Let me know where you heard up to. Anyway, so I'll keep on telling the story. So anyway, it's cold out here, but anyway, so I prayed for him, and I mean, I had like a 15-minute conversation with this guy. Yeah, okay, so I asked him if I could hug him, and he started like sobbing on my shoulder and squeezing me really hard. And I was like, man, this guy's really going through it, man. So that's when I knew, like, okay, this guy's not trying to like rob me. He's not trying to pull any move on me. This guy's just going through some stuff. Or if he was even like thinking about robbing me, he's in some emotional thing right now, and it's like I'm not worried. So he starts crying really hard, man, on my shoulder and stuff like that, like tears, like bawling. And I'm like, I start talking to him, and I'm like, he said, wait, what was he talking about when he said how you looked at him? Oh yeah, the way when he said like you like I see the way you're looking at me. I see the way, man. I don't mean to bother you, but you see the way you're looking at me, and I don't know what he was talking. I couldn't gather what he was trying to get at. And he's like, I see the way you're looking at me, and hey man, I'm sorry I have to do this, but, and I was like, and I'm like, I didn't understand what he was getting at. So that's what made me think. But he was talking for a long time, and he had his hand in his pocket, and I was like, this guy's taking a long time if he's gonna try to do something to me. And I'm kind of just chilling. I'm like, okay, well, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen right now. But I was pretty relaxed in the situation. I was like, okay, I got my dog here, me and this guy are right here against the fence. Like, what am I gonna do? I got to keep my eyes on him. That's what I was thinking. I was kind of like in like, okay, don't take my eyes off of his hand if he see what he might be pulling out. But then once I gave him the hug, I just felt like I felt his energy. It was heavy, and I was like, man, like, let me show some love to this guy. Let me not like show like fear, anger, or any of that kind of stuff. Let me show some love to this guy. So I was just like, hey man, can I give you a hug? I gave him a hug. He starts bawling out, crying a bunch. And we have this 15-minute conversation, just about life, man. And he's just like, yeah, man, I'm a drunk, and, it's been pretty bad. And I was like, oh shit. What the hell's going on now? Oh, damn. What the hell? Look at this shit. There's something else going on. Oh my God. Oh my, this woman just got thrown out of the car. Holy shit, now she's blocking the car. Look at this. What the heck? What is going on tonight? Is it a full moon? What the hell is going on tonight? But anyway, so I'm going to keep an eye on this, and I'll let you guys know what's going on with that. But that woman literally just got thrown out of the car, and now she's standing in front of the car blocking it. Or she tried to grab the person that was there and get into the front of the car, but they pushed her out of the car. But so anyway, so then I asked the guy, like, hey man, is it cool if I pray for you? And so I prayed for him, and I was like, man, get home safe. Like, just, make sure you follow God's will, not your will. And he was like, yeah. He's like, I really need this tonight, man. I was like, yeah, just go home, man. He's like, okay, I live right around here. And he didn't go home. He went and crossed the street. Look, so I was right here. 7-Eleven was right there. So he just crossed the street over to 7-Eleven. And I guess he tried to go in there, and they wouldn't let him in there. And I don't know. Supposedly the 7-Eleven guy that works there said that he swung at him, and the 7-Eleven guy just cracked him and busted him all out, like knocked him out completely. The dude face down. I was like, oh my! I couldn't believe it, because it was like it was literally a minute and a half probably after we just said bye to each other, and then this guy gets knocked out. I'm like, what is going on right now? What the heck just happened? And then I was like, I gotta go across the street and check on this guy. Like, he's out cold and he's not getting up. He didn't get up for like, I don't know, 5 minutes. Face down. I get over there. He's just like, there's blood on the wall, because I guess his head hit the wall and he went down. And then he gets up finally, and his face is covered in blood. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this shit. And so, yeah, dude, I mean, crazy. I'm telling you, I walk my dog in this neighborhood. There's always something crazy going on. And I don't want my dog for that long. It's like 15 minutes. And I can't imagine what happens out here when I'm not walking my dog. I mean, I came out here one time. There's a video of it. I came out here. A guy got ran over by a car. And the car like swerved, and then chucked him off, and he's on the street. We had to call like the ambulance and stuff like that. Then he starts doing fentanyl while the cops are coming. Like, I was like, what the heck? So I need to be a fun crime. Did you call 911? So I didn't call 911 for him. The 7-Eleven actually called 911 because well, there's two employees. One that punched him and knocked him out went inside. The other one was like trying to hose off the blood with a hose, and I was like, "Hey man, hey," and I went over there. I'm like, "Dude," and I'm like, he's like, "Hey, no," he started. I'm like, "Dude, you gotta call 911. You gotta call 911." So then I made him call 911, and he called 911. I guess 911's coming, but the guy just got up and ran off after he got knocked out. He got up. He was like dazed, looking around, and then he saw me. It was like weird because I was standing there, and I saw him turn a corner, face full of blood, and I was like, "Hey, man, like, do you need to go to the hospital?" He's like, he just stormed off real quick. I mean, he looked at me and was like, real quick, like, but he looked at me like he didn't have that conversation with me earlier. But also, he was concussed, so I mean, who knows what he remembers? He might not even remember the last whatever hour or so. I don't know what he remembers. I've never been knocked out like that. So one time I got knocked out, but I got ran over by a boat and I woke up in the hospital. So I don't, bro, that was insane. So yeah, man. Oh yeah, I think what's going on with the employee that knocked him out is in his car. Oh, he's driving off now. He's leaving. I think the employee that knocked him out is getting in his car and driving off. Yeah, he is. Oh shit. I hope that these 7-Eleven employees don't come after me. I was like one of the only ones that went over there and was like, "Hey man, hey." But yeah. Oh man, the guy that knocked him out just drove off. He's driving off right now. Wow, I wonder if the other employee just told him to leave. Oh man. Wow, dude. Man, that was a bad knockout. I mean, this guy, if you look back at this video, the beginning, you can see the guy's face. Like it was bad, dude. It was bad. This guy was busted up, and I'm surprised. I don't think the employee should have left, right? Like, if they really did, maybe they didn't actually call the cops. Maybe they didn't call an ambulance or anything, and they just said they did, because that guy just left, and maybe they're like, okay, just get out of here, don't get in trouble. I don't know, but damn. No, I didn't get his license plate. I didn't even know. I wasn't sure that he was leaving for sure. I was like, what is he doing? Like, is he moving his car? I didn't know what was happening. And then I saw him just, or I was like unsure too if he was going to drive over to me because I'm standing out here and I'm on my phone. So I think they were watching me too. They're like, why is this guy still here? Like, you know? Bro. Oof. And that guy just walked down the street. I mean, he must live literally just down this street because he just walked down there. Quick as hell too. He's like, man, that was bad shit. Yeah, they cleaned it up quick. Look at that. No blood there now. That shit is cleaned up. Damn. I wonder. I feel bad for the guy too, man. I mean, I don't know. So supposedly, and you know what? I know those employees. They're really nice. Oh, when I chat with them and stuff like that. But I don't know. Maybe that guy really did swing on them, and then that's what happened. Maybe he swung first, and then the employee. I mean, I'm telling you, this dude who works behind the counter, he's jacked. He's super buff. And oh my, is that? Oh, no. Okay, I thought that was. Some blood right there, actually. Man. You know, it's crazy because, like, I was telling that guy, like, after he got, like, knocked down and stuff like that, I was, like, telling him, like, hey, man, do you need... But he was not trying to hear it. I think he was super embarrassed and was just trying to get out of here real quick. He was not trying to... He was not trying to stick around. And maybe he I don't know, maybe he did try to do something with that guy. So then he was like, oh, I got to get out of here. But, whew. It's crazy out here. I did not know. I mean, dude, the more I'm in this neighborhood, the more I realize how crazy it is. There's some... You should hide in... Steve's acting like Kenny. Wait, why you say I'm acting like Kenny? I'm not making out with dudes. Is that what you're trying to say? Come on, Beanie. I'm trying to get my dog to come on now. Come on, Bean. Come on. Wow. I feel so bad for that dude, man, because... Beanie, come on. I feel really bad for him, man. Like, I actually, when we were having that conversation, I was like, man, I feel like, man, that guy's going through a lot, and I'm happy that I had that conversation with him because he looked like he really needed to get that off his chest. And I'm like, you know, like, and then that happened. It was like such a twist, so unexpected. I thought this dude's like, okay, like he was gonna go home, you know, and be like, I don't know what I thought, but yeah, that was bad, man. Hey. When you know you're spooned before, Steven, quit lying when you know we've spooned before. Oh shit. He's got the comments on. He's just telling a story. Chill. What's up, Sizzle? Yeah, I was just telling you guys what happened. Caught me off guard. Oof. Hey, he's got... I'm hard. Crystal? Crystal's not here. Crystal's asleep. Wow. It's crazy out here, guys. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Warning lights are flashing.
Man, I don't know if that was... I don't know why. I mean, he left, so... There's nothing you can do, you know? If he wants to leave, I can't stop him. And also, you know, he's like, kind of like determined. He was moving quick, like, oh, like, what am I gonna do? I don't know the guy. I'm not gonna grab him. He's already kind of been through some stuff. This guy had a rough night. Okay, this guy had a real rough night. Oof. Should have got him the Riddle headlock. Oh shit, man. He's gonna wake up tomorrow and be like, oof. But maybe this will be his rock bottom. Maybe he'll be like, I need to turn my life around, because, you know, he didn't want to go home. It looks like he wanted to get another drink. I don't know why else he was going into that 7-Eleven, you know? I think he was running in there trying to get one more drink before the end of the night. And, well, at least he had a cathartic experience before the bad one. Damn. I used to live across the street from a homeless shelter. It's called 7-Eleven. Hey, wee wee. That's right. You heard that joke from me. That's awesome. That dude, all my jokes are from real life. Like, I made that joke after I was living here, and I was like, dude, it's like insane. It's like a homeless shelter out here at the 7-Eleven every time. Come on, y'all, give a man a thumbs up. Hey, thanks, wee wee. Kenny and Mike are at the same place that has Panda behind the stage. Thank you for sharing that moment with him. It may have saved his life. Bro is bleeding out in some alleyway as we speak, Randy said. Man, I hope not. I hope that guy's okay, man. I really hope that this just is like a really eye-opening moment, you know? Because, whew, like, we had that moment, and it obviously wasn't enough, but you know what I mean? Like, oh, wow. Hey, shout out Big Dog, Steven, wee wee. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Go into the darkest alley you can find. Hey, Chronic, I mean, this street is pretty like much the dark alley. It's everything happens here. I mean, I've walked over the 7-Eleven one time. I found someone's crack pipe on the floor. I was like, what the heck? I'm like, there's a crack pipe sitting right in front of the 7-Eleven. So maybe he tried to rob it instead of robbing you. Bro, Kenny is not funny. I feel sorry for his daddy, Fat Man said. Hey, what's up, Brenda? You know, oh, is Kenny right now over at the other spot? What was I going to say now? Oh, yeah. You know, I don't think he was going to actually, now hindsight, I don't think he was going to rob me. I think he just unaware of his demeanor, like the way he was carrying himself. Like you walk up to a stranger and you got a hand in your pocket. At least to me, I'm always weary when someone's got a hand in their pocket or their jacket and they come up to me. Because I have seen that before. Like one time I was walking with a girl and this guy started talking to us. And he had one of his hands behind his back, and I was like, and she was trying to be like, oh, lottie, hey, hey, and I'm like, keep on, what are you doing? Like, keep on moving, like, and so we keep on walking, and he's like, yeah, you better keep on walking, and I look, he pulls his hand out, he had a knife in his hand. I was like, oh shit, like, who knows what would have happened if we would have just stood there, like. But she was so oblivious, and then we were leaving. It was we were finishing on a shoot. And we get in the car and she goes, oh, that's crazy. She's like, okay, well, let's go. And I was like, what? We're not going to go. There's people still in the building that are coming out. He's going to be standing there. I'm like, call the producers and let them know. So, like, what happens when the makeup girl comes out? Like, aren't you worried about her? And she's like, oh, yeah. She's like so airheady about this whole situation. I was like, yeah. I'm like, dude, don't think about yourself. There's other people in there and something can happen to them. Yeah, nothing happened to us, but something might happen to them. So, and then we told... They were shooting in this auto body shop film. All the mechanics and stuff like that came out with pipes and like chased the dude off. I was like, damn, okay, these guys weren't worried about calling the cops. They just came out and handled business. Chronic says, I came to troll, but you're actually likable. I hate that. Oh, well, I'm sorry that you hate that, but thank you so much for being in the chat, and I hope you subscribe to the channel. I try to go live every single day, stay up with everybody. I do stand-up comedy and acting, so you can see some of the videos on my channel. I appreciate you being here. Wee Wee says, Chronic, same. I've been a fan ever since. Hey, thanks, Wee Wee. Julio, Senor Steven. Hey, Randy goes, everyone comes to troll but ends up falling in love with Steven. Hey, thanks so much, Randy. Yeah, man. Okay, so the real reason why I stopped drinking, guys, to be honest with you, so I stopped drinking 6 months ago, is not because I had a drinking experience that was so bad that like kind of like that, where I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did that. But I had a girl I was dating and one of my best friends that were doing incredibly weird and they were doing stuff that was very, very embarrassing, and they were like they would get drunk and just blame it on alcohol. And I was like, oh man, this is a bad look. And I was like, I don't want that to ever be me. It scared me so much that it made me stop drinking, actually. So, yeah, man. Like, I mean, that guy, he had a few too many. He was trying to have a good time. And then, he ends up coming up to a stranger, like, just because he was so drunk, and it becoming this weird emotional thing. And, look, if it was someone else, it might have gone a different way. Like, if that person felt threatened, if it was someone else, like, walking here, because, there's people who walk here, that you don't want to play with, and they might have attacked him or something like that, So that kind of situation, drinking and stuff like that can get you in. But then, look, it didn't even have to be him walking up on somebody. He went to the 7-Eleven, and the outcome still was the same. And that was all because he was drinking. That this all occurred. Him getting knocked out in front of the 7-Eleven and getting his head busted open and everything. All happened because he decided to drink, and he, look, I don't condemn drinking, I mean, it's a social lubricant. Sometimes it's fun, but, some people can't control their drinking. They just can't, they keep on boom, 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 and it's bad, man. It gets bad, and it's one of the worst things I've seen for people. That, and then the whole fentanyl epidemic. Really bad, man. Really, really bad. It's just not worth it. Like, that's what I decided ultimately. I came to the conclusion that, drinking's just ultimately not worth it. Like, the hangovers you get, the lack of motivation I get from if I drink and then the next day I wake up, I don't feel like I want to go to the gym. I don't feel like I want to do things like cut corners, the hours I waste, the money I waste. It just, at the end of the day, man, when I weighed scales, it just didn't weigh in favor of drinking. And then also I was like, I understand, like, some people are like, oh, I need, like, the drink so I get rid of the nerves and I can have a good time. I was like, man, I'll deal with the nerves. I'd rather deal with the nerves and just that also was good self-growth too, because then it's like, okay, now I don't need to drink when I go out to have a good time. Like, I'm already, like, my natural energy self, and I don't get nervous or nothing like that. And that's a good thing that I learned from not relying on drinking and stuff like that. Although, I mean, like I said, you can have some really good times, but I think ultimately I learned that for me, it wasn't worth it. And for that guy, it's definitely not worth it. So, I mean, God bless him. I hope that he comes around to escaping that demon that he has, like, inside him, like, that guy's suffering. So that's the thing too. I saw this thing the other day that really, really hit home with me. It said, drinking to drink. What was it? It was drinking to drinking to dull the pain, or forget the pain, is the same as lighting your house on fire for warmth. It's like, yeah, at that moment it might be good, but actually you might feel like, oh, I fixed the problem, but you're actually taking 10 steps back. You're taking 10 steps back, and you're really ruining things. So, I mean, that guy's gonna get home. He's gonna be, I mean, I don't know who he lives with. If he lives with his parents, it's bad. I mean, that guy's coming back home bloody and everything. If he lives by himself, I don't know. But I don't know if he's a wife, that's bad too. But either way, it's bad. He's gonna come home. He's gonna be all bloody. He's gonna be. I mean, he has to feel some kind of shame. You have to feel some kind of shame after that, I would think. I mean, I felt like, well, how did I feel when I saw that? When I saw him, I felt empathy for him, because I was like, man, me and this guy just had this amazing conversation, and now I'm seeing this guy, and I was worried that he was hurt, but, like, also, like, I think that that sometimes people don't want to change their ways. And this is actually what I really do think is that people usually will not change their ways until something drastically bad happens enough to make them go, I gotta stop this. One of my buddies, I bumped into him yesterday, and I was like, hey man, it's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Da-da. We were catching up, and he was like, I was telling him, yeah, oh yeah, I don't drink anymore. And he's like, oh man, he showed me his chip. He's like 10 months sober or something like that. And I was like, oh, whoa, you're sober. And he goes, yeah. He goes, well, I hurt myself at Home Depot. He was working at Home Depot. He ended up suing them. He got some money. He ended up using all the money on coke. Then before he knew it, he had no money left. And now he's living in a homeless shelter. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm living in a homeless shelter now. And I was like, he said, it's terrible. He's like, dude, he goes, you could hear people screaming 3, 4 in the morning, 2, 3, 4 in the morning, just screaming. And he's like, you can't, he said he was losing his mind. And he's like, went down to the desk and threatened, like, hey man, if people keep on screaming like this, he was saying that someone's going to die. And then he told me, like, I had to make a decision. Either I'm going to jail because I'm losing my mind, or he put his headphones in and he kind of like started, just, he said that what happened was he started turning his life to gratitude. He was like, instead of being like, oh, woe is me, oh, this person is screwing me here, or I'm not getting this, he started just having gratitude, like, hey man, at least I have a bed to sleep in and I'm not sleeping outside in the cold. Hey man, at least, I have my health. And man, he's living in a homeless shelter right now, but he was so happy. He was so happy. And I was like, man, dude, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm also happy to hear, that you're turning your life around, because as long as I knew him, he was very bitter person, and always angry, and always woe is me. And that was the first time I saw him like with true happiness. He looked actually really happy for the first time. And man, isn't that crazy to see, man? You know somebody, he had a job, he had a house and family and everything, and not happy, and now he's in a homeless shelter. And he said that it took him hitting rock bottom to realize, wow, like to figure out, wow, and learn. He said, why don't they teach us these things in school and stuff like that? How to actually live, actually be, just be. And I said, man, I think that the people that are teaching us are trying to figure that out too. People are, that's something that most people don't, they have a hard time with. And I said, I also have a hard time too. It's like something you have to keep on constantly reminding yourself and teaching yourself. It's not like I learned it once and I'm over. It's like you constantly have to keep on, doing this, but then kind of like remembering, like, okay, yeah, I have to have gratitude. I have to, meditate, have to, be at peace, follow what's right instead of what I want to do all the time, which is, sometimes wrong. So, let's see. I used to be addicted. I couldn't stop. It felt like love. It's so hard to get off of it. Yeah, Randy, for sure. Most homeless are addicted to drugs, so while in the shelter they have no drugs and probably scream pain. Yeah, that's probably true. He said, no normal person is, think about this, no normal person that's like not like on drugs and stuff like that is just screaming through the walls at night at 2 in the morning. You have to be going through something to be screaming your lungs out. When you have neighbors, because when the thing is, you guys probably know, you have neighbors. You would feel some shame or embarrassment yelling, and your neighbor's like, oh, I don't want my neighbors to hear me like that, So, did you know cats die after sex? No, well, the ones I fuck. Oh gosh, Ronick. Oh my gosh. Okay, you got me with that one. Maybe they should make it a class and have some old wise for teachers. If Steven was a dog, he would be a golden retriever. Julio. Steven, how can I meet you in real life? Randy, come to a show. Come to a show. I'm doing shows all the time. I got a show tomorrow at the Hollywood Improv. I'm headlining. I'm doing the Pasadena Ice House this month as well. So I'm always doing shows, man. I'm always doing shows. I'm always trying to learn, uh, you know, how to navigate this life that we live in. And man, I gotta tell you, like just that was a great lesson for me right there on things. I don't know how you guys learn, but I learned from observing a lot, and that I think that what they call that is the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is learning from, you know, books or others. Wisdom's learning from your own experiences. So, I mean, that was something right there that even enforced my beliefs more on not drinking. And, you know, especially since when I was just last week at the AVN Awards, or it was this week actually, at the AVN Awards, and, you know, they had these crazy parties and open bar and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, you know, maybe I'll have one drink, you know. There's an open bar everywhere. And I was like, that won't hurt me. I'll just have one drink and it'll be fun. And I was like, no, you know what? I stopped myself. I was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. It's not going to be worth it. And also that might turn into one drink, might turn into two drinks, it might turn into three drinks, might turn into a week of drinking. So I didn't do it. But man, that right there, I just learned a valuable lesson was, yeah, I know that I'm doing the right thing, you know, because that was really sad, man. Really, really sad. And now everything's back to normal, like nothing happened. Look, everything's back to normal. You wouldn't have even known it happened. That's crazy. Randy says, if we met in real life, I said I was Andy, would you know it was me? Steve, how can I don't know, probably not off the bat, but if you were like, I'm Randy from live stream, I'd be like, oh, okay. But if you're like, hey, my name's Randy, I'd probably be like, you know, ever in the hometown of Lucille Ball, holler at me. We can roll and I can tie you into a knot. Oh shit, third eye getting crazy over here. Oh man. Well guys, like I said, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel. A crazy night tonight, man. Beanie, you went for a long walk today. That was nice, right? Look at these. He had a long walk. There we go. Thank you, Wee Wee, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Thank you for supporting me. I really, really appreciate you. Yeah, guys. I was going to walk back in and take my dog upstairs and wash his feet. It's Randy. Where? Is Randy behind me? Where are you, Randy? Where are you, Randy? Wow. Yeah, guys, but this live will be up in a little bit. So if you want to rewatch it, you can see some of the stuff that I was talking about. But yeah, man. Crazy night. Big learning experience, you know. Much love to everybody. Thank you guys again. Randy says, guys, chill out. I'm not out there. I'm at home in the cuck chair waiting for Steven. Joe Mama, what's up? Fat Man Little World, thank you. I appreciate you. Much love, guys. Much love. I'll talk to you guys later. All right, guys. I hope you're all staying blessed, you know. Much love. Yeah, Randy, I'm gonna save the stream. I'm gonna put it up right now. I don't know if you'll be able to look at it right away, but you'll be able to at least look at it because it takes some time to upload. But you'll be able to see it like tomorrow or something, probably.